Now, in Cameroon, a secessionist group agitating for the independence of the southern part of the country has called on the U.S. Department of Justice and United Kingdom authorities to investigate the business dealings in Cameroon of Steve Lodin, the founder of the energy firm New Age Africa Global. It raised concerns over the firm's partnership with Och-Ziff in southern Cameroon and the signing of the Limbe floating LNG deal.
En effet, le groupe a par ailleurs déclaré
the group alleged in a statement that the company was providing the Cameroonian government with 1.5 billion euros to fund the genocide in southern Cameroon, and the company has spent millions of dollars in bribing the Cameroonian government in exchange for lucrative contracts.
Pour corrompre le gouvernement camerounais en échange de contrats lucratifs dans le pays.
And joining us now from Washington, D.C. is Tabayang Echu, Cameroonian separatist or activist, if you choose to call him that, and president of Florep Solutions. New Age Africa Energy is providing French Cameroon 1.5 billion pounds to fund genocide in southern Cameroon. Tabayang, can you shed more light on this?
Yes, I think if you have been in the news platforms and other social media platforms, you should be knowledgeable that there was a deal signed by New Age African Global Energy for gas worth $1.5 billion to engage in the Limbe floating LNG deal. I think we also understand that this deal is going to supply $1.5 billion from exploration to the production of the gas. But we should know that the area where this deal or this gas exploration is going to take place is in the Republic of Amazonia. And the people of Amazonia were not consulted or taken into consideration when this deal was being struck with the rogue regime in Cameroon.
Tabayang, of what importance is the call for Western governments to pass a Cameroon Divestment Act on this issue?
I think it is very, very important for the world to understand that not only is there human genocide in southern Cameroon, there is economic genocide ongoing in southern Cameroon. And so we have a situation where the economic livelihood of our people has completely been shut down. There is a potential for famine and starvation of our people, given the fact that most of our small farm holders have been driven off their farmlands. 63,000 of them are in neighboring Nigeria in refugee camps. The predominantly product of the region, cocoa and timber, has been completely shut down. The internet was shut down for 3 months. That cost millions of dollars in the region. And the little daily traders who ply our roads with their motorbike taxis have been completely brought to a halt. The potential of the region from the human investment standpoint is also severely compromised because a lot of the young men and women in the region who engage in economic activity to sustain our people, majority of them have been killed. A lot of them have been driven into the forest. The people who are engaged in agriculture have been driven off their lands. So what exactly can we do to remedy this situation?
Tabayang, all of this really sounds like a troubling situation. But don't you think that the deal would make the southern Cameroon economically more viable?
I think the British who made that assessment are going back and to eat their own words, because that gas deal is now undermining that statement in the 1950s that the region was not economically viable. It is proven now that 60% of our GDP from La Republic du Cameroon come from the southern Cameroon. And it should be also understood that this is not the first deal that has been signed from that region. The only oil refinery in the country is in that region. And for 57 years, the region has not benefited from that have been exploited from our areas. Now, what makes you think that this 1.5 billion pounds of deal is going to be any difference? One, it was construed and signed without even the contributions or the interest of the people of this region taken into account. Not only has the interim government of this region that speaks on behalf of this of our people not consulted, even the elites that represent this region, their input was not considered. So, and we understand that companies always engage in shady deals and like this when there's blood in the streets. Does it really make any sense to any individual that with the carnage that is ongoing in our streets, the bloodbath and the continuous killing of our people, any government or any company that has a bit of moral responsibility would engage in a one-time deal like this